Good morning. What's up, y'all? Today we're gonna pretty much have it a Young Thug stream. We got a lot to go over. This 1090 Jake documentary, video breakdown, exposure, call out, the twists, the turns, the angles, the revelations. We've been waiting for it. I've been waiting for it. Where's 1090 Jake? He's always done a very, very good job of putting together a lot of exclusive information, doing his homework. I like that he doesn't feel rushed neither. You know, his content is that good. It can take 2-3 weeks, the news and everybody's going crazy about it. Here he comes 3 weeks later and it's boom, pay attention. I got something that y'all haven't been talking about yet. And indeed, he does a bunch of things that we never spoke about, things that we didn't know, different perspectives. By the time we get to the end of this, I want to know, are y'all still going to label Young Thug a snitch for pretty much the interrogation audio, the things that was said in there? The jail calls are the jail calls, right? That's totally separate. I think that was all released tactically to just continue to play divide and conquer on him, break his relationships, fuck him up. You know, it was all tactical, but it's the interrogation audio that we're going to focus on here. All right. I do got some real small, brief stuff as far as like additional news towards the end of the stream. But like I said, yeah, we're going to play the whole 1090 Jake video and I'm going to pause in between it. I'm going to give y'all some reactions. I'm going to give y'all some responses. I'm going to give y'all some opinions. And I'm going to come to the chat randomly to see if y'all agree or disagree. But before we start, I want to just say, yes, I am in the process now of listening to Young Thug's new album. So here it is up on the screen. I've been playing it since about I got on my computer about an hour ago. Yeah, so I'm about an hour in. It's obviously longer than that. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Young Thug has never been my premier go-to rapper or artist. I've always gone to his music for a decent vibe. He's got some hits, right? I don't just jump to Young Thug and say, yo, this is a guy I can't wait until his next project. You know, you definitely don't go to him for lyricism. There's points of this album that, from that standpoint, piss me the fuck off, the ABC 1, 2, 3 stuff. But that's not what he's really here for. Production wise, what I've heard so far, pretty strong. Here I am at track 16. That's why I just paused it. The track with Travis Scott. If I breeze through it real quick, the intro sets a great tone. The intro is probably one of my favorite tracks on the album so far. I don't like the end. The song is named Ninja, but he got this whole piece at the end. It's really replacing nigger with the ER, and he just keeps ER, as if he's trying to start a new trend, as I call my ops with the ER. Not the best trend to start. You know, I don't know if there's ever going to be a comfortable, cool way of us using the ER. It's been centuries. Stick with the A. And don't inspire people to start walking around with the E. I mean, it's too late. It's his album, it's his song, it's his idea. But I call my ops the E. I'm just like, but anyway, the song, the way it came on, I was like, yep, here we go. You fuck around and got one. You about to kill anything that anybody's saying about you right now because we just really want the music anyway, right? Who are we kidding? It takes a little bit of a dip, though. I'd say there are a lot of, moments in the first half of the album that make me feel like, skippable. There are some peaks. He's got a lot of features on it, too. Ken Carson's on this one. Cardi B's on this one. His Ops is on this album. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. YF and Lucci being on the album. You got Little Baby on the album. You got 21 Savage on the album. I think 21 Savage is on the album more than once. So that was cool to see. He's got the Whoop-De-Doo track on here. So anybody that saw that clip going around prior that thought that was like a joke. No, he pulled a Drake BBL Drizzy type of move. Let me just take it. You know, Baby did that when he went up to the Breakfast Club. He's got the Put Respect on My Name t-shirts. Since everybody's making it viral against me, let me try to use it. Young Thug, same thing here. Whoop-De-Doo. I hate the song. I hate the shit. I think it's horrible, but I understand the attempt. All right. Blaming Jesus. I think this has a feature in it, and I don't think the feature is here. Hold on. This might be one of my favorite tracks on it too. Hold on.
I've been pushing this shit for Baby, niggas rats, I'm a bad father because I raised them.
No, maybe not. Maybe that's just another one of those songs where he's going at Gunna. You heard the line that we just landed on right there, niggas rats and I raised them or whatever. He definitely goes at Gunna a bunch on this album. And I'm not even through it yet. So it's not hiding where his position still resides. Like, fuck these niggas, fuck these rats. He did what he did to me. And at this point, he probably should stay there, right? It's got T.I. on the album. It's got his girl or his ex or whatever's going on with them. Mariah the Scientist is on the album. That's a pretty cool song with her. Watch this. You guys might be Sexy Red's on the album. Decent vibe. This is the track right here. Pardon my back, a little baby. Pardon my back. The intro, and dare I say, the song with YF and Lucci are my favorite 3 songs so far. All right, those might be the standout tracks for me. Hey, is that ironic that him and YF and Lucci might have the best song on the album? To me, I don't know. Y'all listen to it. Y'all tell me how y'all feel. Here it is right here. That's why I messed up the names. What Up Jesus featuring YF and Lucci. That one right there goes. Yeah, play a little clip of that. Hold on, sir. Hold on. I gotta be careful on YouTube.
Yeah. Louis Vuitton is what you rocking. Ed Hart and what else? By Ken Carson. Okay, cool. Yeah. She bossed up.
Chill out. That was dope. The Walk Down with 21 Savage. So where was I? I think I was here. I was either 16 or 17. Yeah, so the song with Travis Scott is dope too. The song with Lil Baby, the song with Travis Scott, the song with YF and Lucci, and the intro are the top tracks on the album. The album overall, what do we got here? 20 tracks. Some people say that's too much. Some people say, hey, the more the merry, but there are a bunch of skippable tracks on here. So I got some left. I got this number 17 left with Lil Gotti. I got number 18 with Future. Okay, we saw this one already. We know that song already. Okay, we know that video too. He's got another one with Mariah the Scientist on here, Dreams Really Come True. And then Miss My Dogs at the end. Oh, I think we've seen that too. Yeah. All right. So I probably only got like 2 or 3 more songs I need to listen to. So I'm in a decent spot. 7 out of 10. Maybe if I don't know where he was going with this album cover. I don't know what that's about, but but it's Young Thug. You can't be shocked at some of his moves. Overall, solid project. I think it's good for him to continue to put out music. The time of it couldn't be any better. He's hot right now. Everybody's talking about him. Put out some music. Continue to detract away from the BS. Let your fans hear what you got going on. Good move. Okay. Now let's get into what we're all here for. All right. Let's start to chop the fable. 1090 to the stage, sir. You have incredible content, great breakdowns, and without further ado, you have a video saying Young Thug, the snitching conspiracy, and YouTuber behind it all. All right, let's go.
Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all. Y'all rocking with me. And for this video, I'm going to be breaking down how Young Thug didn't snitch. He told a little too much. And I'm also going to be breaking down the conspiracy of how one man is allegedly behind this entire smear campaign. Young Thug was a trending headline for weeks, with whoop-de-doo becoming the newest meme.
Oh man, head up, chin up, fuck that, nigga. If we go to prison for the rest of our life, whoop-de-doo. We go to prison, nigga, and we fight to get out this bitch.
And my DMs were flooded after his interrogation re-hit the internet. And yes, I said re-hit because it wasn't new. His interrogation dropped over a year ago, but a strategic smear campaign would recaptivate everyone's attention. Now, people have asked why I haven't spoke on it, accusing me of being paid off, being scared of Thug, all type of conspiracy theories, and truth be told, I was on vacation for my birthday in Europe, and Thug wasn't my priority.
Everybody in my DM asking me if I care about Young Thug snitching. I don't give a fuck.
But I'm back, and when my supporters ask, they shall receive. On August 27th, the blogs fired off stating a 2-hour interrogation audio leaked online, in which Thug allegedly name-dropped Pee Wee Roscoe, the man accused of shooting up Lil Wayne's tour bus.
This motherfucker Wayne from New Orleans. I'm from Atlanta. Mm-hmm. This nigga was in Atlanta, and I was in New Orleans. I said, what the fuck? That was so weird. This nigga fucking shot at this nigga tour bus. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know who the fuck did it. They said Roscoe, but I don't want to block out y'all case by saying Roscoe didn't do that. Say no, Roscoe, man, fucking scrub. That's fool. I'm like, you shot at somebody, bro. But I don't fucking know because every day niggas broke a fucking ball.
Now the clip sounds horrible, and I could easily crucify Thug like the internet has been doing for weeks, but instead I want to teach y'all how a 2-hour interview can be wiped clean off the internet, then re-released in segments without context to sway the crowd. For those too stupid to understand what I'm saying, I'm going to show you how this interview came out a year ago, and nobody had the same energy. Back in 2023, an Atlanta-based hip-hop blog DM'd me on Instagram, attempting to sell me the untagged audio from the interrogation. It had already been posted to YouTube, and to this day, sits at only 13 and 16,000 views for parts 1 and 2. The blogger would even give his own opinion, stating Thug ain't a rat. He thought befriending 12 would help, and courts are using it to hurt him. Now, even
quick question. So when he says the original scrubbed from the internet and then re-released in segments, y'all got to help me with that. How true is that in regards to what we saw? Because, all right, if we're looking at these old uploads, I don't see how long they are. Did he show that just now? Because what's out there, even if I pull it back up right now, it was at least an hour and 40-something minutes, right? Hold on. Young Thug interrogation audio, because I want to know if he's trying to say that it was edited and then re-released. All right, so I'm looking at one right now that's even on the Academy, which is owned by DJ Academics, right? Uploaded 4 weeks ago, sitting at 247,000 views. The upload time is 1 hour, 51 minutes, and 37 seconds. So when we say uploaded in segments, 1090, I'm curious, what do you mean by that? Are you trying to say that it was a longer video and somebody chopped it down from, like, let's say 2 hours and 20 minutes and gave us 1 hour and 50 minutes, and that missing 30 minutes is paramount? Like I don't understand what you mean, because we have what most people reacted to was this full 1 hour, 50, almost 2 hour long video, not segments. The segments and the clips go around the internet and people's just like, oh, listen to this part, listen to that part, listen to this part. Yeah. And they don't have context, and that hurts. But most people played the whole 2 hour shit. So I don't know what 1090 Jake means right there. Let's continue.
Even with low views, the interrogation would still get reactions from Whack 100 and even DJ Academics. And this is where it gets interesting, because Whack 100 defended Thug.
Because he never gave them any information. He never told them. They said, well, what's blood? What's slime? Oh, like a kid, you play with slime. What's blood? Oh, that's just entertainment. He never said, this dude was this dude was that, this was this. He never said any of that. So I believe that Thug was curving him. That's what I believe. Because he never gave him no information. Not supposed to say nothing. Like,
they asked him, yo, you heard about what happened in
Roscoe, did he do it? And Roscoe said, hell no.
Cubs.
He said the media said everybody was saying it was Roscoe, and Roscoe did it for me.
Academics would react live for an hour and a half, and it would seem the more.
So let's classify Whack 100 before we go Academics. Whack 100 is 1,000% 180. What we just heard him say is in full support of Young Thug versus what he said this year. Him going crazy. Complete 180. Credibility, integrity, 1,000% lacking there. Disgusting, Whack. But let's continue.
When he listened, he would start to resonate with Thug and see what the police were attempting to do.
He does a bird. What's that bird noise for Birdman?
How you know it?
Cause I got your CD. See, I got your CD. Well, I wouldn't call it CD because that's old school. I got iTunes. It's on iTunes.
Yeah, you know what CD is, right?
It costs
You know what CD?
Bro, they're clearly playing the game with him. I think he's trying to play the game they're playing with him, but they're trying to slowly get to the point of why they want to question. Now, here's the thing. You know what Thug fans going to say? He's capping. He's spinning the detective, trying to get info out of them. But he just admitted Bird, like, basically saying Bird ain't shit. But here's the thing. He probably is playing them because he's acting like he's not cool with Birdman. Who did Birdman allegedly get to line that up? Him. So he is cool with Birdman. So I think he's trying to play them. Here we go.
Entertainment, man.
Y'all say it on songs?
They got a picture of Birdman on the internet. Hell, they ain't got a he a crip and blood. They were like, oh my God.
Nah, he's trying to spin him.
You can talk to us, you can not talk to us. It's totally up to you. But we would like to talk to you just so you can help sort some stuff out.
You see, this is why I want us people of color to be savvy with the law, man. Because if I'm Young Thug, you know what I say to him? I talk to you, but I ain't listen. I've talked to you. If we don't read the Miranda rights, you know what I mean? You can't use nothing when I'm talking about. You know the cops gonna be like, no, we gotta do. All right, never mind, we good. I'm gonna just use my right to remain silent. And since you already told me you have no charges against me and you're not investigating me for that, I have nothing to do with that. So okay, I don't have nothing to say.
AK would pause the video to speak, stating after an hour and 45 minutes he doesn't think there's any snitching going on, just Thug talking too much as he attempts to play dumb to the police. But then Roscoe gets brought up.
I'm gonna be honest. So far, I mean, there's like 14 minutes left. I don't think there's no snitching about Thug. Like, he's talking too much, but it looked like he's talking to try to act like he's just an artist and like he's never gangbanging and all these things. He's trying to throw them off. Obviously, he's not throwing them off because they know a little bit more, but they're gonna try to play the song and dancing. I don't think he snitched on nobody. I mean, did he throw Birdman under the bus a couple times? Yeah, and by the way, that's how he should do it, if you ask me. Because at that time, they were trying to say that him and Birdman planned that bus shoot. So if he's like, man, I don't really even fuck with Birdman like that, that probably makes a little bit more sense. You know what I mean?
This nigga fucking, they shot at this nigga too much. Honestly, I don't know who the fuck did it. They said Roscoe, but I ain't finna. What the fuck is this, man?
That's mayonnaise. Oh, mayonnaise.
Oh, mustard smell like honey.
Oh, I mean, mustard, that's what I'm.
Yo, Thug, tread lightly. Tread lightly.
But just knowing Roscoe, man, that man a fucking scrub. That fool. I'm like, you shot at somebody, bro? But I don't fucking know, because every day nigga broke a fucking ball. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Then when that nigga Tuba got shot at, I was in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Yo, Thug's a grimy nigga. His way of like talking about shit, he called everybody a bum. Oh yeah, that nigga Birdman, I don't fuck with that nigga no more. Like, he throwing everybody on the bus, but he not really throwing them on the bus. He's just trying to say, well, y'all say he shooting some shit. That nigga's a scrub. I ain't gonna lie, Young Thug's a troll. The last thing before I get.
So even with Thug speaking on Roscoe, Slime, and everything else, AK was able to summarize it as Thug was trolling the police. A snitch narrative never came about, and even AK's comment section would praise Thug for trolling the police, not falling for their finesse, and telling them nothing but talking for hours. There was no blasting Thug as a snitch by the blogs. I never even made a video on it because nothing was there, and things would go silent for the next year, 9 months, and 6 days. So what brought it all back? The blogger who originally obtained the interrogation would state Ceddy Nash paid him $500 to take the Young Thug video down so he could re-release it on his channel. Ceddy's ties to a specific YSL member would make things even more interesting.
Yeah, it's funny because I saved a lot of them old videos like when it first came out. So we know what everybody's opinion was. You know, the academics, WAC 100, just the main people in media. It's crazy how just a little bit of money and just this little campaign can just change so many sheep minds, you know. You know, August 12th, man, I got paid by Ceddy Nash. And the only reason I'm kind of outing him is because he tried to rewrite the narrative with my logo still on there. So people were hitting me up like, what's going on? But like, he paid me, he said, just take down the video because I want to re-release it on my channel. I'm about to do something. So I took the little money, I put it on private, and like 5 days later, boom, it's everywhere. Trap Lil Ross, he running 4 or 5 different videos, academics, they all with this new narrative, Young Thug is a rat. Young Thug is a rat. It's crazy. So yeah, people start hitting me up because again, like I said, they just released it with my logo and artwork on there. So people like, well, damn, how did it just resurface? You know, somebody from Thug Team hit me, and I'm like, all I know is I got paid to take my video down. I sent a screenshot. They see it's Ceddy Nash, and Dora reach out to Ceddy Nash, start going off on him. And that's why Ceddy Nash started with that burn it down bullshit all on his page, like he lashing out at Thug Team. Because I guess they kind of hollering at him behind the scenes. You know, I didn't want to out him, but y'all outed me. Y'all paid me to take it down, put it out with my logo, and now he's a rat. And I did some digging, and I found out that Angel the publicist, that's Ceddy Nash's publicist. That's Woody's publicist. That's Charleston White's publicist. So they all been going hard. Like Charleston White did the Say Cheese interview. Woody, he started a podcast. Ceddy Nash going hard. Like, this is an organized campaign from right over there. Ceddy Nash started the payment. he sent the payment, but that's where it's coming from. I don't know how the jail calls are happening, and I haven't tied it back to Gunna, but it's crazy how they started this shit. It's literally coming down to bullying. They feel like Thug been bullying. So between Woody, who been bullied for ratting, Ceddy Nash been bullied for ratting, Charleston White been bullied for ratting, Angel the publicist worked with all them. They feel like, oh, we finna clip this up and do Young Thug bad. That's really what's going on right now. And it's crazy because people been calling Whack 100, Rat 100, Trap Lord Ross get accused of ratting. Everybody who been loud about this shit, Rollo 6ix9ine, this is people who've been bullied. That's what's going on, bro.
Now, Angel the publicist does in fact follow.
Hold on. I didn't catch. I did skim this already, but now I'm here locked in with y'all. Ceddy Nash got accused of snitching before. Let me type that in. Ceddy Nash snitch. Let me just type that in and see what comes up. Adam calls out Ceddy Nash for snitching to the news, allegedly. That's 1 year ago. Adam 22 calls out Ceddy Nash. Okay. Did Ceddy snitch? Is another video. Ceddy Nash claiming Manor Crip out of Sacramento. Pee Wee Roscoe. Wait, hold on. Ceddy Nash told is a video here, 20-some thousand views. I see my live come up. That we live right now. That's dope. In the search, I didn't type anything metadata wise. Ceddy Nash snitching my shit. I might as well do it. I don't need to do it with y'all. Ceddy Nash 60s false claiming. So that would be a big point from 1090 Jake. Are we confident of scratching that right now, that it's not the authorities behind all of this? Now, he did say he don't know about the jail calls and where that's coming from. He said he hasn't been able to tie it back to Gunna yet. Gunna would be a primary suspect in all of this shit, but there's no ties to that yet that the internet has found, and especially the person that's literally claiming to be and seems to be the source of the interrogation audio. Just put it on private so that Ceddy Nash could re-release it. He said he got something that he about to do, and said so. If it was a bully campaign response, now I can't really say that about Whack, because Whack's first responses for Young Thug was extremely reserved. It was the whole thing about, nah, I can't. I got respect for him. I can't call him that. He definitely did something he was supposed to do. He said too much. It's when people or Thug or the audio clip, as well as Thug's tweets, started going back and forth with QCP. That's when Whack switched, did another 180 again. Fuck that, you a rat, you this, you that, you did. So it couldn't have been orchestrated at that level. But let's still say 1090 Jake's theory is correct there. That's why I searched the Ceddy Nash thing. So it would be 6ix9ine, Whack 100, Ceddy Nash, allegedly Gunna. All these people that have been bullied or attacked with rat accusations. Woody is another one. And possibly either indirectly or directly have a quarrel or have a tie to Young Thug, who is King Slime. You know what? Let's dirty up this person. Because when you really look at like 6ix9ine and Woody, respectfully, one of the biggest motivations behind their campaigns is like the whole, if me, then them too. You feel sometimes like it softens the blow if somebody else, especially that has that type of credibility, is getting called the same thing. 6ix9ine would love to, hey, y'all gonna keep the same energy for them that y'all did for me? And if Ceddy Nash went through that as well, it's a very interesting theory. Very interesting. Very logical, very possible.
And is followed by Ceddy Nash. And in her bio, it would state she's management for Woody, who's posted all over her page. In an older post, she'd even wish a happy birthday to her best friend, mentor, and #1 client, none other than Charleston White. So the blogger's theory of a smear campaign seems to be aligning as Charleston.
Oh, a snitch allegation Voltron team allegedly is crazy. But anyway.
Charleston is locked in with Sean Cotton, the owner of Say Cheese, and Ceddy is locked in with No Jumper. So it wouldn't be hard for Ceddy and his alleged team to clip up Thug's interview, fire it off to all the blogs, who then repost the same shit on the same day as everyone starts firing at Young Thug simultaneously. Thug would respond through Twitter saying, They didn't play my interrogation video in court because I helped my brother. Rat where? Pee Wee Roscoe would then go live addressing the allegations, taking the thug's defense, but he'd also stop pointing the finger, calling Rollo a rat and other members of YSL.
That was a misstep.
One way to break it down, the best way. Hey, man,
misstep.
A snitch is someone that comply with the government that's bargaining for their freedom when they have done something illegal. A statement, a rat, a snitching, it's nothing selective about that. You feel me? If I go to jail right now and I got a co-defendant and they charge both of us with murder, they charge me with murder, but they don't charge him. There's no way it don't make sense. So I'm just trying to break it down in today's society, what a rat is, what snitching is. No selective politics, man. Jeff clean as Listerine, man. Cleans the ivory soap. You feel what I'm saying? I done the time. I did that. That's what you're supposed to do. When you want to interrogation wrong, that's what you do. He told you, man, we say the Wayne Carter weed. What the fuck is wrong with you?
That's when the piece.
I still say to this day, Roscoe's video clip there, in the midst of everything going on and this interrogation audio rolling out and all the big podcasters and bloggers and media platforms picking it up, Roscoe found a way to make it worse. His wording there, the things that he was saying, it just wasn't, he didn't do it right. He just didn't fucking do it right.
Piece of paper stating Thug gave information on a murder came to light. But even this is old.
And where
I
did that
covered
come
this 2
from?
years
Yeah.
ago, and his lawyer got it thrown out for being inaccurate. Reintroducing it 2 years later was calculated fuel to the fire of the smear campaign that was lit. Rollo would respond back to Roscoe and stop firing at Young Thug through social media, and Thug
Rollo
would respond back saying, "Stop trying to make me one of these boys."
So literally, you have Charleston White, Ceddy Nash, Whack 100, Rollo, allegedly Gunna, allegedly all these guys, 6ix9ine, like everybody involved has what they're saying snitch allegations. Allegedly. I mean, if you want to throw Traplo Ross in there, I don't, that doesn't make any sense to me. It's a civilian podcasting content creator. Like, but that's bugged out, B.
Boys, death before dishonor this way, kids. He'd even addressed the paper saying the motion got filed because the detective lied, which is what I said a year ago. But this was the most vocal Thug's ever been in his career, and the fact that he was responding to everything to defend himself gave the internet what they wanted. The internet had Thug panicking, and as we all know, the internet is undefeated. If you don't address a lie, it becomes the truth in the eyes of the people. And if you do, you're viewed as guilty for defending yourself. So you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. That's when 6ix9ine entered the chat.
Yo, I just want to know where all the energy at. The Young Thug situation, I stood quiet 2 days just watching it play out. Watching what excuses the people come up with. Every day, every year, every time a nigga come out, y'all move the goalposts further. Oh, nah, bro, it's different. No, it's different, bro. It's different, bro. It's different. You told
That's true, though.
before 12 in the afternoon.
That is true.
That's a forbidden rule. You can't do that. No, bro, it's okay, bro, because he told after 3, like, bro, it's so easy. They tell you have the right to remain silent. Anything you get used against you could be used in court or whatever the fuck the case is. You have the right to call an attorney right now. You spoke for 2 hours. 2 hours. It's me beating a horse. Like, I'm not saying that. Y'all heard what y'all heard. Where's all the energy at? Why hear everybody quiet? Why little baby 21 Savage's future? Why you not saying nothing?
6ix9ine would take to his Instagram story calling out Atlanta rappers for being so quiet. But instead of responding directly like Thug did to Rollo, Thug would take to Instagram saying he's going to let the music talk, which didn't go well in the comment section. Now this is where things heated up. Jail calls started getting released, and one of the first to come out was Thug calling QCP a rat and calling out Lil Baby for still.
How you know he didn't already? Allegedly, I'm just joking. I'm just saying. You never know.
He did the same thing P did. Stood up in court. Man, that was all ever get too rocking with the motherfucking rat. And you be preaching about that shit too, man. You can't do that, man. That's a fact, bro. You get wrong about that anyway. Nigga a rat, bro. I understand.
If we had to identify the 2 biggest jumps with this, it could be one, enters the chat QCP, so the dissing of him in this audio as well as anything related to the tweets that Young Thug was putting up, and Roscoe's video. There's just 2 things that just inflame things 10 times more, it seems.
And all that, a nigga help put you on. Listen, man. A nigga a rat. I don't give a fuck what help. That nigga give me $1 million. Man, you're a rat. Whatever you talking about.
Rat.
You got somebody to chain gang. Imagine telling them nigga and the nigga still beat the KO.
Now, QCP is one of the founders and CEO of Quality Control Music. QC would sign Lil Baby, and P was instrumental in pushing his career into what it became. In 2023, paperwork would emerge claiming QCP was a rat, and I'd find not one but two signed statements from P himself. P would tell police he confronted a man in the mall who shot him and killed his friend. The man would retreat to his vehicle to grab a gun and threaten to kill P. P would sign both statements stating he was in fear for his life. Now, P's only rebuttal to snitching was that he wasn't a street dude, and before the man P snitched on could be found guilty, he was murdered in the streets. QCP would respond back to Young Thug stating, "Imagine some broke-ass rats like Young Thug and Pee Wee Roscoe trying to run a rat narrative on me, and all my homies that I love running these hoe-ass dudes knowing these dudes talk about me. I'm gonna say this for the last time. I'm not no street dude. I'm a tax-paying citizen that's running a business and taking care of my family. All the street dudes is broke, dead, and in jail. Why do y'all continue to glorify this shit? Streets been dead. Y'all dudes gave the city a bad name." Rollo would jump back in the mix with a strong statement defending P by saying, "You gonna have to forgive him or you gonna have to eat that shit because I ain't going against him." Rollo would make it clear he wasn't going against P, and he isn't the only one, as Wack 100 would stop firing at Thug and would later admit it was only because of his relationship with QCP.
Is Young Thug still a blood, or is he just a rat now from your perspective?
I mean, he's a rat. I don't know.
So that's official. There's no way around it.
No way around that. When he sent Roscoe out there to attack people, attack P, at that point, it was all bets off. I told him on Academics Live that night, I said, it's on now. I said, since you speaking for Thug, I said, start tomorrow. Now you going to get the whack shit. Act, me, you, we going live. I'm going to bring my team on. I brought Flacco on. Ceddy Nash came in as an exposure just right now for us doing this play we running. And Ceddy released them clips. Yo, I need 6ix9ine to go IG live after this live. We running up here. Let that hit the internet. You go on 6ix9ine. Your job is to show people that you and Thug are the same.
Keep in mind, Wack didn't have this energy a year ago. He's solely going at Young Thug on QCP's behalf.
Can't hide the truth.
Expected, knowing that QCP is worth hundreds of millions, and not too many.
We'll get to the answer at the end overall that y'all see in the thumbnail, but we definitely aren't going to ignore the facts along the way because it's right here documented in front of us. 1090 Jake is just putting it together for us to see, or to put it that this combined edit is just like, yo, remember when Wack said this 2 years ago? Remember he said this? Calculate, hey, 6ix9ine, I need you to do the live. Hey, this person, I need you to go over here and expose. I need you to pull this and post that up on the IG. I'm gonna go on no jumping. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna hit up Trap Lord Ross and have him put this up now. And yo, Ceddy Nash, go ahead and put up this clip tomorrow, not today. Like, ooh.
People are willing to cut you off, especially when you make them money.
Allegedly.
But for these so-called street rappers, if everyone in the culture gets held to the same standard, then QCP definitely snitched. But if QCP was a white record label CEO, nobody would give a fuck. And it's the sad truth. Another jail call would have Thug and 21 Savage discussing Gunna. Thug was talking about when him and Gunna were pulled over with shit in the car, and Gunna said it wasn't his to the police. But 21 would actually take Gunna's side. Savage would even tell Thug that Thug was holding Gunna's career in his hands, but Thug decided to leave him where he's at because Lil Baby, Dirk, and Future already cut him off.
That's true.
The decision was probably one of the worst made by Thug, as Gunna's career never ended.
Man, you want Jeff Williams in the car? It was a gun and drugs in the car. Was it yours?
He probably said that though, bro.
100%, but you
that's the only part I don't agree with. I disagree with you on the other shit. He said that wrong with that. Like,
shout out to 21, man. Everybody needs friends like that that'll disagree with you, that'll check you, that'll give you different perspectives. Different perspectives are always important. It's not even about I'm challenging you. It's just like, well, look at this angle too. You know what I'm saying? Let's put it all on the table. All these yes men and all that type of shit, man, I can't stand it.
Nigga, it wasn't yours neither. It was the nigga who took the charge shit.
Yeah.
Because I don't, in my heart, but I don't feel like Shawty did what he did with the intention of hurting. You feel what I'm saying? I don't really get that vibe from him. I feel like he's just green. That's just my opinion.
I just look at it. I damn sure was thinking about that one day, like, man, I'm just goddamn.
Just think about that.
I ain't gonna think about this shit. I'm just woo. I might just be like, man, them folks did what they had to do. I don't feel like that was wrong. I swear to God, I was thinking about doing it, bro, but I'm like, shit, what the hell? That's gonna change.
Because I feel like it's really over with for your rap career. You hold his career in your hand, bro. That's what I'm telling you. If you come out right now and tell the world what he did went wrong, because them folks already on the internet like, man, fuck all that. He rocking with them. Ever since he dropped that song, they like, man, we rocking with him. If you come out and tell the world that you was in agreement with that shit, his career ain't over. That's why I said, like, I understand that part, but now think about niggas like you, Wham, Dirt, Pluto, niggas who I really fuck with, who like my brothers who already been like cut ties. Imagine niggas that y'all niggas already done cut ties with a nigga, and then I come and
QCP would change his Instagram profile photo. Thug would claim bashing him would only fuck the rap game up even more, and 6ix9ine would shoot back saying, "This Batiman talking about bashing him gonna fuck the rap game up. You the reason the rap game fucked up. 85% of y'all be undercover ratting. We holding your fruity ass accountable for the street code you always wanted to uphold." Now, a song would allegedly leak of Thug dissing Gunna and Yak Gotti, calling them both rats. And it's alleged the song leaked because Thug isn't actually allowed to make disses as part of his probation.
Hey, yeah, Gunna wreck, Yak wreck, Slugger wreck, Woody wreck. Fuck that nigga Obama. He still mad about baby mama.
Gotta be honest with y'all. I thought Thug's career was about to be clipped because they were going to turn him into a gospel artist because they say he can't rap about violence and he can't rap about gang stuff, but he finally figured out a way. And I think y'all got him to the point where he's crashing out, where he's like, fuck it, I don't give a damn if I violate my probation. So he's making probation violation music, and I like that shit.
Back to back, like it's federal, nigga. Please don't hit the mailbox, it's federal, nigga.
I like that type of shit. Now, he did it in a very clever way. So they're acting like it's a leak. In reality, I think he sent it to a blogger, and the blogger acted like, oh, Young Thug's manager got hacked, and oh, here's a music video that he didn't want out, and oh, it's out. Ooh, okay, cool. Hopefully works in court, because definitely Fonnie Willis is about to bring this shit to court. They're going to have a hearing for this, 100%. So hopefully works there, but at least we get Thug back on some shit, man. Wiping his nose, putting his thumbs down, doing all type of dumb shit. I like this type of stuff. Look like you ready to crash out. Shit. I'm surprised he ain't pull out a, what he said, he put the bracket in his bracket. Like, I'm surprised he ain't pull out a pistol or something like that. I like Young Thug crashing out. So good job, whoever called him a rat. Y'all got Young Thug ready to go back to jail over his damn reputation.
With more and more jail calls leaking, Thug had dissed Glorilla, Drake, Future, Dirk. It would seem he gossiped about the whole damn industry at this point, and truth be told, if you've ever been in jail, you understand it. He was in confinement, only let out of his cell for a limited time to be on the phone, and didn't have shit else to talk about but the latest gossip. This was regular jail shit, but the fact that it all got released and tactically released following his interrogation, those pulling the strings were succeeding in swaying not only the internet, but the industry against Young Thug. Thug would go on to do an interview, which would later turn to memes. In the hopes of clearing everything up, it would seem he was left defeated, posting an apology, and saying he's moving on with his life. At this point, he'd accepted defeat, understanding nothing he can say is going to change anyone's opinion, and he was going to move on. But he was wrong. Thug would bring up points in his interview that many laughed at and looked at as excuses, but you might view it differently if we reevaluate it and look back. Now, by far, the worst accusation is Young Thug snitching on Pee Wee Roscoe. And he told investigators, I heard Roscoe did it. And that sounds horrible without context. And that's why I'm here to lay it all out. Pee Wee Roscoe was arrested in May of 2015, a month after the shooting, with TMZ reporting the news. Young Thug would be arrested 2 months later in July, also reported by TMZ. While going to court, Thug would be pulled in for the interrogation and asked about Pee Wee. By now, 2 months had passed since Pee Wee's arrest. TMZ, the news, and all of social media had already reported on him being the shooter that shot up Lil Wayne's tour bus. So when Thug said he heard Roscoe did it, he's not talking about what he heard on the street. He's talking about what was already reported by TMZ, the news, and every single blogger.
Oh, you heard about what happened in Roscoe? Did he do it? And Roscoe said, hell no. He said the media said everybody was saying it was Roscoe, and Roscoe did it for me. He said Roscoe and Wayne were great friends.
And if that wasn't enough, they tried to say Thug snitched by saying Pee Wee sold drugs to Wayne, which would mean Pee Wee is a drug dealer.
These niggas damn near like brothers more than Bird and Wayne.
They doing what now, brother?
I said them niggas was damn near more brothers than Bird and Wayne.
Oh, Roscoe and Lil Wayne?
More than used to bring Wayne his drugs. Like, trust him.
Thug telling investigators Roscoe sold Wayne drugs was him establishing a friendship between Wayne and Roscoe. Because if he sold him drugs, they were obviously cool. So why would Roscoe shoot up the bus? And Thug would triple down by essentially violating Roscoe in so many words and labeling him as soft to investigators, telling them he's the type to get slapped and do nothing.
Roscoe, like, he really like a cool, Roscoe kind of guy you can goddamn like slap and he'll like cry. So I really was like,
Again, he's attempting to make Roscoe seem harmless. So when Thug says he was trying to help his friend out of the situation, I believe him because his.
Let's make the differentiation there. there are people that are good speakers, right? Good with engagement, good with conversation, good with back and forth and exchange. I've met people that don't fucking say a word, quiet as shit. You talk to them, you might get 3 words out of them. They're very delayed. They're a little bit slower with their responses. Then you got people that just boom, 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 charismatic, speak. They got the delivery. But there's a difference between good speakers, or I should say capable speakers, and calculated speakers. There are literal people that when they speak, their thoughts are processing very, very fast, but also what's processing alongside that is the things to say and not say, certain words to not use. For example, the pause game. Okay. I remember one time I asked Holla, yo, why you say pause every 5 seconds? Like, what the fuck? Right? Because sometimes I just call it out with people. Clips is another one. Like, really? You're gonna pause that? Like, yo, I'm about to go outside. Pause. Like, the fuck? Holla gave me an explanation that sounded like a fucking rapper, like an artist. He said, I like to condition my mind to use different words. And I was just like, I don't agree with it, but I respect it, especially coming from an artist, right? Filtering your words. Like the way that Roscoe did that Instagram, I think he's a good speaker. He's a slick talker, but he's not filtering his word selection and some of his phrases properly. Like even I try to do that. Like I'll be up here in the middle of a fucking thought, and then there's something in the other side of my brain saying, if you say it that way, it's going to come off like you're being offensive towards the LGBTQ community, right? Like you have to be able to do that. And what I'm seeing from Young Thug, if we're going to go in that route, if people are going to say, this is what I really think you were trying to do, or what you actually did in that interrogation audio, it would just be like, yeah, you a fast, slick talker. You're going to get a bunch of chicks at the bar, but you don't even use the right references. You don't have that filter that says, say that, make this point, but use a different example. Okay. Making the point of Roscoe would never shoot up no shit. He's soft, right? I would say like Roscoe, like the way we came up, like he was always the quiet one. That's my way of painting him as soft, right? I wouldn't say like, oh, niggas be slapping him around and shit. Like the example that's formulating, especially if you're trying to lie and be manipulative in the moment, which is what Young Thug might be doing right there. Let's use the other one. How could Roscoe shoot up the bus? Him and Lil Wayne ain't into it. When Lil Wayne come to Atlanta, Roscoe sells him drugs. What? In the middle of that talk, live there on the spot. You can't have a better example than that. Roscoe so what's the link? How does Roscoe and Lil Wayne even know each other? The detective is really there just trying to create links, connect dots, create relationships, connect people together. And now we have, later on, we're going to establish motives. And then we're going to try to say evidence and guilty or not guilty, right? So tell me, like, what's the relationship between Roscoe and Lil Wayne? Like, how did even, I don't like, because this happened in Atlanta, right? Roscoe and Lil Wayne, nah, they ain't into it. Trust me. Every time Lil Wayne come into Atlanta, Roscoe be the one that's helping them get inside all the clubs for free. Why you got to use selling? We sold them as drugs. So it's very possible that Young Thug as a speaker is like one of them shitty pimps, right? Like your examples is trash. I think Roscoe did some of that when he was talking in his live. Your examples are trash. You're a fast thinker, but not a good thinker. So that makes you a good talker, but the word selection, the examples, and the references are bad. Period. Live, on the spot, in the moment. You know, so that's very possible. How else am I going to justify you saying Roscoe and Wayne Roscoe sells them drugs? Like you couldn't have came up with something else on the spot. Maybe not. Maybe that's where his brain went.
Words add up. But to me, the craziest part of the interrogation is when he told the female officer he makes promises.
James, you did a wonderful thing.
This
Yes, sir.
promises, make promises. Just we'll keep promises. Whatever you anytime you ever want to know anything, tell me. I'll tell you anything. Whatever you tell the world.
What's your number?
Yes, you can.
I don't get a number.
Well, give it to me. If you ain't gonna try to
The female investigator would say she doesn't have his number. The male investigator would ask for it, and the audio would go mute as Thug gave his number. In Thug's interview, he explained he was just flirting with the.
How do I just before we go to the flirting piece? How do I justify that as far as just saying it, right? Yeah, we've been there before where you just overextend. People do that when they're being fake. To Thug's credit, they do that when they're being fake. Hollywood talk, bus stop talk, meeting at the water cooler talk in the office. Sometimes you overextend. You say shit that you really don't. Sometimes in corporate America, let's say I have a boss, and my boss says, "Hey, man, you know we both live 30 minutes from each other. Sometime we gotta get together at some point and have a cup of coffee." You know, and I say, "Oh yeah, you know, you bring your family, I'll bring the family. We'll sit down. You know, we have a nice dinner together. Yeah, I can't wait. Let's definitely hang out." You might just be, you don't really mean that shit because maybe you don't want to hang out with your fucking manager or your boss. I'm just here to make my money, and I don't really rock with you. We don't really connect at all. We don't have anything in common. But it's that Hollywood bus stop record industry talk. Like, "Hey man, what's up? Yo, I like that. I like what you're doing out there. I like your last record. We should get together and do a whole album together." You know what? Not a whole album. You're right. Let's do a double disc. And then you guys part ways, and you got a lot of people that have come to the internet over the years saying like, "Yo, these industry niggas be fake. They smile, they take your number, then they won't answer your calls. I ain't get no feature from the nigga. The nigga ain't make me no beat. The nigga said that he was gonna pull up on me. It's being fake. It's being fake." Now, the overextension sometimes comes with being fake. Here you go. Sniper says, right. It's like getting caught up in a moment. Chin says facts. You know, like, and we're not in our decision yet, but answering this piece, we've all done that before. Sometimes it's justified to be fake. Sometimes it's justified. You took ladies, y'all might have did it to a dude. You the best I ever had. But you got 30 niggas on your fucking on your resume, and half of them fucked you better than that nigga. But because that's your boyfriend, you telling them you the best the overextension. And so you finish 2 hours of talking to these people. And maybe you got this vibe of like, number one, they're about to let me the fuck up out of here. I'm about to get away from these people. I didn't want to show them a side of me that was just like standoffish, because then maybe they would think I'm guilty, or the people I'm talking about are guilty. So I didn't want to act standoffish. I wanted to act cool. Now that it's over, you know, I'm about to get up out of here. They being cool towards me. I'm being cool towards them. Hey, and by the way, man, if you ever need anything, just give me a call, man. Here's my number. And maybe Young Thug is that. Maybe you are a shitty reference person on the spot. Maybe you are. They used to sell him. He sold him drugs. There's no way they could be beefing because he sells them drugs. You need a better example than that. Oh, hey, and by the way, everything that we just talked about, all the curves I try to send you, you ever need anything else, any more curves and lies, here's my number. You could have had a better closeout to your fake presentation. You guys both being fake to each other. You see what I'm saying? Very possible. I'm going to call it down the middle because it happens in everyday life.
Female investigator, but this was the same vibe academics picked up on over a year ago, that she was the one flirting with him, making herself seem like a fan. In the beginning of the interrogation, she'd even tell Thug to tell the other investigator what her nickname is.
What's going on, man? How you doing? My name's David Racy.
You know me. I said I'll age you.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Tell them what my nickname is.
Lives in ATL.
Sexy teeth. You do got nice teeth. You do. And you feel more comfortable talking with her?
He's been so good
Okay.
today. He really has.
He's been so good today.
What do you have?
I mean, you said
Yo, these fucking cops, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, again, Young Thug might be
Right.
guilty. I ain't here to tell you if he's guilty or not. But I hope y'all, you know, if you young in here and you watching this, and I know if you're an older person, you've ever been, you're a little more seasoned, you know, they're playing good cop, bad cop. This shit is disgusting.
Right.
You got the female cop acting like she flirted with him. Hey, how you do
Right.
that part? Oh, that's my thing. Acting like she's a fucking groupie, but she's not no groupie, nigga. She's here to do a job. She's trying to get this nigga to confess to some shit. Facts.
Right.
But of course, you're gonna play the good cop, bad cop. Now you hear this fucking asshole talking about, oh, nah, you don't gotta talk to me. You could just talk to your little groupie who you think is a groupie because she like her songs and she wants you to shout her out. Man, this is cap. She trying to put you in jail for 100 years, nigga. She want to go home and get promoted off locking up Young Thug, nigga. She don't give two fucks about you.
Now, was Thug actually trying to smash? Was he trying to keep a line of contact so he can get a heads up as to what's being investigated? Nobody knows. But I do know this. Young Thug did not snitch. He told the police way too goddamn much. And what I mean is, this entire conversation shouldn't have even happened. And because Young Thug is who he is, the entire conversation is being used against him. Even though he didn't snitch on anyone, but because of the fact that it even happened, and that's what the street code is, don't say shit. But as we've all seen, rappers, gangsters, inmates, and convicts have all said more than what the internet can forgive them for, because it's the internet. An imaginary place where people can be whoever they portray and type behind fake pages to escape their reality. That's why the internet remains undefeated. But back to the conspiracy. Again, it appears this was all a calculated hit, conspired by none other than the YouTuber Ceddy Nash, who paid $500 to have the original interrogation video.
Cash apps up there.
Now, Trap Lord Ross reacted to the interrogation, started firing off videos. And Ross, being a good friend of mine, I decided to reach out and ask him what caught his attention about this old interrogation. Ross would give me permission to share our conversation publicly, and come to find out, Ceddy Nash sent the video to him. Ross would study the tapes, drop his reaction, and the next day, academics and Whack 100 were firing off videos. Even Ross would state he felt like Ceddy knew more than he was letting on, and Ross heard how Ceddy wanted this chain reaction to happen, but didn't want to be the one responsible for it. Which makes sense, because instead of uploading the entire interrogation on his own channel, it was uploaded to the Academy, a channel run by DJ Academics.
We just showed that.
Ack would then go on to react to multiple videos.
We just spoke about that. The 1 hour 50 plus uploaded to the Academy. We said that earlier. So Trap Lord Ross was my gateway into all of this. I didn't see the interrogation audio years ago when it went around. I missed that whole little mini discussion. Trap Lord Ross being a big channel and a big podcaster that I watch a lot of his content, his documentaries. So when he popped up with it, I said, whoa, what's this? Because he kind of has some of that exposure lane a little bit, right? Bringing all this, collecting all this information, doing a lot of homework and bringing it to the internet. So I definitely caught on to it then. Now to say Ceddy Nash, you know, he paid to have it taken down on the source channel. And that guy is in the audio clips. We saw that earlier, exposing him and talking about him. And then he re-released it, but he tells them in the audio clips, he's mentioning things like, nah, I'm about to do something. Like, hold on, just like, dude. The question becomes, is this dangerous for Ceddy Nash? Is this dangerous? Because there was also clips in here where he was saying Thug's camp started reaching out to Ceddy Nash and they was at him. I wonder if they was at Ceddy Nash before Young Thug's interview, because when they asked Young Thug, you know, he said he didn't really know where all of this was coming from. He may have knew. If he didn't know then, I'm pretty sure by now they've heard these type of words. Like, and even if they didn't, they hear all this shit that's going on, especially if they're in the middle of it. But even if they didn't, even if they're last to the table, Trap Lord Ross is damn sure exposing it right now. So does that become dangerous for Ceddy Nash? Because I didn't seen people have back and forth on the internet at high levels. Like we could look at a Gilly and a Cam Newton back and forth, a Dame Dash and a Cameron. These are very high profile back and forths from an internet standpoint, viewership, how many people weigh in, how many other platforms pick up on it. Very, very big. But to see somebody of a Young Thug caliber have allegedly a podcaster manipulate, conspire, and put all this together with other alleged platform peers And look, it's one of the biggest news pieces of 2025, and it's also in the same time range of when this man comes home from jail. This man has songs and music and relationships with the Drakes of the world, the 21 Savages, the Futures, the Lil Babies. He's tapped in, and those calls made him look like damn near a leader at times amongst some of these people. And we already give it up to his reputation in the street, Thug, right? So imagine being a person responsible for kicking up the entire world, looking at you like a rat, coordinating audio clips and jail call releases. Because I did see some of that on Ceddy Nash's channel too. Like, oh, we'll be back later on. Be back tonight. I'm going to release the whole rest of this. So it's just like, yo, you're the one that got the audio clips. Nobody else got it. Like, did you go get it yourself? Did the DA give it to you? Did Gunna give it? Like, but you are still playing the middle, you know, at least with some of the audio clips, as per things that he said. By now, he better put some of the videos on private. Is that dangerous? Not just playing with somebody's career at that level. They're everything. Let's say Young Thug behind all this loses his relationships with Drake and Lil Baby and 21 Savage, loses his relationship with his girlfriend. His album sales don't go anymore. His concerts ain't selling out no more. The whole world called he was King Slime. Now it's a 180. You're a big snitch. You're one of the biggest rats of all time now. Gunna keeps taking, like, all this even helped Woody get a platform. Imagine being the source of all that, i.e. allegedly Ceddy Nash. Is that dangerous for you? Boy. Ceddy, you better, I don't know. How do you confront this if this is all true?
But with a new take on things, as the entire internet at this point was shitting on Doug. So not only did Ceddy obtain the full interrogation, he used Trap Lord Ross as a pawn, knowing his reaction would gain enough momentum that the blogs would pick up on it. Sending the interrogation to academics would give Ack an upper hand in reporting, and Ceddy's hands would be clean, as all he had to do was watch everything play out. The fact that Ceddy didn't even post it on his own channel makes it seem even more personal, because he didn't want the revenue from the content, he wanted Thug's reputation. Like I said, Young Thug didn't snitch. He just told the police too much when he should have and could have said less. He gave the internet the ammo to be used against him, and while Gunna may have a snitch title, he also has a shitload of fans, as does Woody and Charleston White. And with that, just like they say...
Yeah, I did say the way he was reacting when he was going back and forth with the dude Govan that just got acquitted on the conspiracy charges in the Young Dolph shooting. It said he definitely was talking in a way. I mean, I didn't even like his back and forth with Govan, like the way he was talking and the way he was coming off. I was just like, you know what? I'll keep my opinions to myself about Ceddy. You know, shout out to him, fellow podcaster, fellow content creator. I'll keep my opinions to myself for now. But he was talking heavy. You come out here, you get slapped or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I've never been the type to really like when people talk like that, because you really can't stop anybody from going anywhere, especially if they're just going to move in and move out, you know, because if you're not going to really get on some trick shit, like what happened with Rick Ross's show, allegedly, if you're not going to go collect 500 people and be where the person's going to be. And last week, check Govan, he moved in, did No Jumper, said he's allegedly connected with No Jumper, right? Picked up a bag, left the city. What happened to Govan? You know, so if you're not going to do that, if you're not going to pull a trick, it becomes kind of goofy to talk like that online. You know, I bet you won't come to New York. I bet you won't come to Atlanta. And Govan, I bet you will come to LA. And Govan's like, I'm booked already on No Jumper. I'll be there next week. And then when he comes in and does his due and then leaves, like, how do you look crazy? You look crazy. You look crazy for saying it online in the first place, because now if he does come on business, literally has a contract and agreement with Adam 22 to be there on business for content. And if something does happen to him, you on the internet already talking about, I bet you something, I'm going to do this if you come to my... So it's goofy either way. You know what? Like, I wasn't going to go there, but maybe, I don't know. I gotta look at him a little bit more. Y'all know a lot about Ceddy in here, it seems, and keep hipping me to what's he on? What type of person is he?
your Miranda. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Now, I had to take my time with putting the information together for this video. I wanted everything to play out with the thug shit, whatever else was going to drop. I wanted to get it all. And then I wanted to more or less investigate how everything started. What is the reason the narrative changed? Why is something that was released back then being reshot out? And to hear Ceddy Nash went as far as paying the original poster to take it down, sending the video to Ross, sending it to the blogs, letting everyone fire off while he sat back and watched everything play out. Hearing his connection to Woody, Charleston White, it's crazy. I feel like I just built a YouTube fucking Rico case. You know what I mean? I don't know all the details behind why Ceddy orchestrated everything how he did. I reached out to him because I fuck with Ceddy Nash. I don't got nothing against him. You know, everyone's doing their job, right? He want to go at somebody, that's on him. If I figure out all the shit behind it, I'm still going to speak on it. I don't hold anything against Ack. Ack is speaking on the situation. Me and him have different views.
He didn't go into detail about the outcome of him reaching out to Ceddy Nash. He didn't say whether it got until he just said after that, if you want to go out somebody, then that's on you. So 1090, are you right there saying you reached out to Ceddy and his answer to you was, I just want to go at him? Or did you just skip to another topic and gloss over whether he answered you or not? Because that would mean that you have confirmation behind the scenes from Ceddy that he absolutely is the orchestrator of this, and you just wanted to make your video not necessarily contradicting Ceddy, but just putting out what you see as the truth.
Points on different rappers. You know what I mean? I fuck with Ross heavy. I don't give a fuck that he's going against Thug. But in my opinion, I don't think Thug snitched. I don't think anything he said hurt anybody. Trap Lord Ross made a good point though. The things that he did say were never used because PB Roscoe didn't go to trial. And had he gone to trial instead of taking a plea, it could have been used against him. That's from Ross himself. Now, I hope everybody can appreciate the time that I took to put this investigation together and essentially release this YouTube Rico charging Ceddy Nash with the conspiracy to take down Young Thug.
You can't be his friend. You can't be that cool with him.
This is what he wanted to do. He fucking did it. He did it, right? He took some old shit when nobody said he was a rat, remixed it, threw it out in a strategic manner, sprinkled in some fucking phone calls if he was behind that too, and got everybody to turn against him, which is crazy. And I don't really give a fuck about the type of blowback I get for this, but in my opinion, I don't think Thug snitched on any fucking body. Matter of fact, I can name countless rappers that said way worse shit, and they got a pass, and everybody forgot about it a month later. You know, so I don't think Thug saying any of the shit that he said was snitching.
Let's stop right there. Thank you, 1090. Great content. Hold on, let me not leave that still picture. Hold on.
I think he.
There you go. That's a little better. Let's give him a like for the great content, the great homework, the great editing. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Let's get into the two topics now. Let's get into, do we feel like Young Thug snitched? And then also I want to have the second topic of, is this a turning point for him or a rebound? Young Thug, right? At the end there, 1090 said something that was very, very suspect, in my opinion. Very suspect, and it was like oh, damn, why did you say that? Hold on, these shits. I got to learn to spare my ears with these shits when I can. That he said was the example that what Thug said in that interrogation room wasn't used against Roscoe because Roscoe took a plea. He never went to trial. He said Trap Lord Ross pointed that out as well. Good job for both of y'all. Good job for Trap Lord Ross pointing that out. Good job for 1090 pointing that out right here too. 1090 Jake, as a prison guy, as a street guy, as far as I know, as a guy whose whole fame and reputation is pretty much on the foundation of exposing anything that goes against street code. 1090, when you say stuff like that, you have to stand like that going forward for every artist. Now, I can tell from the overtone of this, in my opinion, you do respect Young Thug and you do like him, and there's nothing wrong with that. I respect him, and as an artist, I like Young Thug as well, okay? there are those artists in the world where we feel a little bit more lenient towards them because of their likability, because of how big they are, their relationships. I'm not saying that there's a conspiracy behind 1090 Jake making this video. I'm not saying that he got paid off or nothing like that. I mean, who knows, but I'm not going there. Point is, you are definitely giving Thug some favor, and maybe he deserves it because you laid out some good opinions, and you laid out a conspiracy that is very logical and seems to have been a lot of dots that were connected. It's not a full circle, but you got like 75% there, which is a lot. In certain trials, you're convicted because of that, right? He laid out a lot. But when you say nobody got locked up behind it, nobody got convicted of it, Roscoe didn't go to trial, so Young Thug's testimony wasn't used, I got to stay consistent with just my own personal beliefs. I just don't ever go in that direction when you guys start talking about rats or snitches. You guys want the example again? I walk into the 120 precinct, and mind you, I'm a street nigga, right? Like, I'm a Young Thug. I'm anti-rat. I'm anti-snitch. I'm a gangster. I'm a street nigga. I've been involved in shit allegedly, right? I'm a street nigga. I walk into the 120 precinct. Staten Island precinct, by the way. I walk into the 120. I ask to speak to a detective. I give him information about other alleged street niggas that might be breaking laws and committing crimes. The detective never uses my information. I walk out the precinct. Am I a snitch or not? Why did Bodie get killed? Oh, my bad. Y'all can't see it. Hold on. Why did Bodie get killed? They seen him walking out the courthouse or the precinct, right? I don't know. It's just a show. It's just a wire, right? One of the most realistic. But anyway, had real street niggas and real people from the press and real people from government and real people from the police force as the writers and directors and the actors behind it. But anyway, am I a rat though if I do that? Yes, I am. It doesn't matter what happens with the information. Anytime somebody says, but nobody went to jail behind my actions, everybody got different rules. Now, am I calling Thug a rat? I'm not. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I'm just continuing to sift through how you street niggas apply your rules. And you are making it gray. Like 1090 Jake just referenced it as being gray. And every time you create gray, you create variables. You put the flow chart up there and says, if I don't do this, or if this person doesn't get locked up, or if he takes a plea and my stuff never gets used at trial, or if this, if then else flow charts, then you get to the bottom, you select either ratted or didn't rat. It's supposed to be black and white. Gotti would have never went for that fucking 2-hour interrogation audio. I'm just saying. Since everybody follows the mafia so much and reveres the mafia so much, Gotti would have never went for that 2-hour audio. I actually do side more that when you look at the dots connected and you hear and we revisit the audio clips, I actually do. You guys heard my takes, right? During this stream, I actually do think Thug is not a good speaker on the spot. And I think he made some mistakes in there. I do. I don't think that, you know what, I'm going to go on the record and say right now. I don't think Thug was sitting in that interrogation trying to get anybody in trouble. I don't think Thug was sitting in that interrogation trying to give up information that would possibly help him, knowing that it might hurt somebody else. I don't think he was in there saying, I don't give a fuck because I don't think these cameras on, this audio is on. I'm gonna give y'all the information that I normally wouldn't give you if I was being recorded, if I knew I was being recorded. Or I'm gonna give you information that I know for sure my friends would kill me over. I don't think that was his intention. I will say that listening to the audio. I will. But on the flip side of that, Thug is so much a victim of his own reputation throughout this whole ordeal. If you take somebody that ain't supposed to be a high ranking nothing, a leader of nothing, king slime, nothing. If you take just let's say I just hopped off the porch and I got in there and I gave that interrogation and I came out and people looked at me the same way, like, yo, you fucked up. Like some people might be like, yo, he young, he fucked up, his stupid ass. Like, we don't fuck with him no more. He might make that mistake again. Burn me once, cool. Second time, shame on me. Go over there, man. You ain't really built for this shit. But if I'm King Slime and I do that, and I got interviews talking about like you ain't supposed to say shit, fuck nigga, blah, 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 blah. He's a victim of his own reputation. It's just like, okay, we kind of can believe some of these excuses. We can. But why did you still do all of that though? Last but not least on this topic, coming off of 1090 Jake saying Roscoe, it wasn't using Roscoe's case because he took a plea and didn't go to trial. I don't think that's supposed to matter. That's a ooh for me personally. But in closeout, I want to say this. The same way you could justify what he says, you're going to still have justification for people saying that's ratting, whether it's done on accident or not, because what he did in that interrogation was still give them, whether on purpose or not, he gave them, I think, motive. And let's side with Thug and let's say he did it on accident. He was trying to spin. Okay. What do I mean about the motive? Like even the information of Baby and Lil Wayne's relationship and their fallout. Okay. Now, yes, I don't have to listen to Young Thug to get this information. I can go on TMZ and get it. I can go on the Sarge True Little Ass podcast. I can go on Instagram and find some of this backstory, like what detectives probably are doing as well. They're probably doing both. Let me get some from the internet. Let me get some from this snitch. Let me get some from this witness, the old lady that was in the window. The information is all over the place. Yes, they probably could have got a lot of the, if not all the information that they asked Young Thug from somewhere else. But streets, are y'all going to create that rule? Are you going to say, I'm allowed to tell the detectives what's already public? You guys would have to accept that as a rule then. Because if I get in there and they're trying to connect the dots as to the tour bus shooting, why would this guy Roscoe shoot up the tour bus? And the detectives already have links of Young Thug in there and Baby being aligned, being friends that we all see. And these two guys allegedly into it with Lil Wayne. We see that. It looks like Young Thug and Baby versus the whole world watched it. So when you start to discuss things about like why Baby and Lil Wayne and this and that, it may not be something that they're going to use to go grab Baby and say you're under arrest. It may not be something where they're going to go grab Lil Wayne. It may never make it to Roscoe's trial because he takes a plea deal, but it's information that they want. If I give you information that you want, am I violating the street code? That should just be the answer. It's motive related stuff. And if we're going to be as nice as possible to Young Thug, I'm going to say he was spinning. It was a bad spin. You didn't spin good. You shouldn't be talking. Give a different example other than he was selling drugs. Give a better example. The closeout, the fake closeout, don't offer your numbers. Say something else trying to be nice. You don't have to say Roscoe, I don't know, because he break the law every day. Say something else. His examples is trash. Your spin is trash. Your spin makes all these other street niggas watch this shit, and now you got to do songs talking about little baby pick up the phone. So it's not just me, it's your friends too. The people next to Young Thug feel away. Fuck my opinion. Now, is this a turning of the tide though? Yes, more than no. 1090 Jake is a big platform. Somebody I pulled up in the chat earlier said Doug need to throw 1090 Jake something for this. Because hate his platform or not, what he says matters. The rappers love him or hate him. You got Boosie doing videos. Thank you, 1090 Jake. We need people like you, right? Or was it Lil Durk that said that? Or both of them? You know, they love him and hate him because they know what he says on his platform and the information and how he puts it together is going to make an impact. Whether you agree with him or not, it's going to be impactful. So you got a video like this that allows fans, supporters of Young Thug, other rappers, people to have that room to say he's not an all-out rat. He made a mistake, or he fucked up with his spin, right? This be like the beginning of that. Other podcasts, the same way I just played 1090 Jake's video. You think I'm going to be the only podcast or media platform that's going to pick up 1090 Jake's update as far as him bringing this new information about Ceddy Nash and old audio from Whack 100 and showing how people reacted initially and how this is a coordinated effort and putting more context to what Young Thug said in it? You think I'm the only one? No. It's gonna go. This is gonna go. How many views does it have already? I think it came out yesterday. It's already got 126,000 views. Came out 17 hours ago. Okay. Traction. Then he's got a new album out. Young Thug just dropped last night. Some of his ops or past ops are on the album. YFN Lucci. It's on the album. I'm confused. I was just covering the other day their tweets going back and forth with each other. Maybe they was trolling. I'm confused. When I saw that he's featured, I was just like, wait, what? I thought they was like dropping the same day and competing or something and dissing each other. Like, it's featuring. I'm confused. But YFN Lucci on the album. Hold on. Let's move to this piece. Let's keep it going. His friends making very loud gestures. This is a big gesture. Believe it or not. 21 Savage, 20.4 million followers, posts what? Thug's new album dropping 12 hours ago. Okay? And he dropped YFN Lucci as well. Okay? 12 hours ago, he dropped both of them on his 20.4 million followed Instagram. That has meaning. It made me go to Lil Baby's page. He didn't post it, but I was just like, did Baby post it? The album, co-signs from friends and their big followings. 1090 Jake documentary that'll be picked up by a bunch of podcasts. His already fan base being there, a little bit of time passing in between when it was super hot and the audio clips were dropping. He's about to do Aiden Ross. Don't make any mistakes on that. Keep it a fun stream. Don't talk about the interrogation audio, nothing like that. Keep it fun. Promote your album. Keep it like that. Maybe more time passes. A couple people continue to come out, so show support, Lil Baby or whatever. He's already got all those fucking features on his album, which is symbolic. Sexy Red, Cardi B, 21 Savage, YFN Lucci, Lil Baby's featured on the album. How many people's gonna listen to that and be like, oh, look, they cool, regardless of when it was recorded? Turning of the tide? Yeah. And if you're Young Thug's friend and you're on the fence, be careful. Because Young Thug might just be the guy to be able to look back and say, oh, no, when it was dark for me, nigga. That won't happen with 21 Savage. He like, nah, I ain't saying I kept it quiet for you. I ain't add to the flames, but I posted your fucking album and everybody knows what that means. Some of y'all, better tap in. It is the Titanic starting to turn around. Believe it or not, it is. All right. I wanted that to be a majority of today's stream, but we will take like a quick 10 minutes to jump through like some real quick, small stuff. All right. Just to close out real quick. What do we got here? So Dame Dash, I'll go on a smaller screen for y'all. Dame Dash linked up with Supreme's son and made an announcement.
To help his son, I always will. And your father's story was a story I always wanted to tell, but I would never disrespect Irv. You know, that's I'm not from Queens.
Yeah.
And but you know, things have happened, and now I think it's the right time. I thank you for putting me on the FaceTime with Prince earlier, and I like exactly everything he was talking about. So this announcement, I'm gonna let you make the announcement, and because you know no one trusts my announcements these days, right?
Yeah.
So you make the announcement, your narrative, and the doc, everything. Let's get it.
And this is not a green screen either. We're really here in real time right now too.
All right, we don't need the rest. I'm gonna come to this comment in a second. Shout out to Noel. Hey, the op thing is just, it's always gonna be out there. It's intentional. Some people don't like it, think it's corny. Other people, you know, my ops linking up with my ops, or you know, friend of my friend, or enemy of my enemy type of shit. 50 Cent has always expressed extreme sensitivity towards Preem and them niggas, right? Shit, ask Ja Rule. Right? Preem's son here, and Dame sitting up with him talking about, we got a documentary coming to discuss the Supreme team. Oh, I mean, 50 already said, fuck you and your apology. I'm with Cam. But this is the type of shit that 50 be like, oh no, I'm gonna use my resources against you now. It was already fuck you, but it was more like, whatever, fuck this nigga. Now it's just like, oh no, it's super personal. He's very sensitive towards Supreme shit. So hey, Dame and Supreme son and the documentary you're trying to shoot, and 50, expect more from that. You know, the history already shows us how that goes. Noel Sanchez from the chat says, yo, ARP, quick question. How you feel about Thug and Lucci beefing where both sides lost people and now they cool? So, I do believe when things get to a certain level, there is a never. You know, they say never say never. That's cliche to me. That's cliche to me. There's people in this world you would never see me shake their hand unless I was like unconscious or asleep or some shit, and they put our hands together somehow. No, you put $1 million on the floor. I would love the opportunity to show y'all. Like, I don't believe he's gonna pull a Kodak Black. ARP, he's full of shit. $1 million? He gonna take that shit. All you gotta do is shake a hand. I got my children watching me. When I leave here, I need who I want to be. I ain't perfect, but I need who I want to be in life to stand the same. You know, certain people, I never shake their hand, and it don't involve no loss of people. You know, I do believe that there are some lines of never. They involve blood loss or bloodshed, I should say. They involve your kids. It's a never. It's a never. Attempts on your life. It's a never. Attempts on my family's life. It's a never. They say money sometimes. That's not my never. I think that's a little cliche, right? I've shaken the hands of somebody that I caught trying to steal from me red-handed. It's all good. I'll just say your first name's initial. We was young, we was kids, we was in high school. Remember we had bus passes? I was, New York buses back and forth to school. And you either had to live at a certain distance or make certain qualifications for you to get a free bus pass, or a bus pass where you only got to pay like half the fee or whatever. But anyway, one time I had my boy over, and I came up in my bedroom, and he was acting awkward, and I picked up on it. I was like, "Yo, you good?" He was like, "Oh, nah, I thought I heard the dogs barking. You should check." And I was just like, "Oh, now you acting super weird, nigga." And I look in between, but beneath his feet, and my wallet is there. And I was just like, so I pick up my wallet. He was trying to take my bus pass because I had a free bus pass. All right. So I was just like, yo, what you was doing? He was like, nah. And he felt so awkward. And then he ended up leaving. I didn't kick him out. I was still like trying to like talk to him a little bit. And he just was like, yo, I'm a cut. And he left. And we ain't talked for a couple months after that. And we did get to a point where I give it to him. He approached me and he said, yo, that little thing that happened, I apologize, man. I was tripping. But it was never the same. Like I never like treated him like a friend anymore. I treat him like an associate. Like if I saw him, if I see him right now, I'll treat him like an associate. I'm like, oh, what's going on, man? I'll shake his hand, because he crossed a line that I just can't return from. Like you tried to rob me. Now I know we was kids. I know that was a stupid mistake, but I left it there. I've had people around me make money mistakes that I fully forgave. So it's not always like I gave you 2 examples. One where I could forgive and one where I didn't necessarily, right? It's not always like, oh, you fuck up my money, that's a never. Nah, that's cliche. There's things that you could allow people to rebound from money. But attempts on my life, attempts on my family's life, bloodshed, kids, it's the never bracket. So I respect it. I respect Young Thug and YFN Lucci being able to come together and do music together. There's this whole Atlanta unity thing that once had a great reputation, and that might be coming back again, as we're seeing, right? I think it also stops a lot of potential violence because they're both very influential people where they're from. YFN Lucci got a bunch of people that'll do things for him, and the same for Young Thug. So all their people seeing them together kills all of their energy of them just bumping into each other in the mall and shit, So I respect it. I just couldn't do it. If it were me, what I would do is I would allow it to be fully understood between both sides, even if it's a conversation that we are done with this shit. We have no beef. It's all good. And I'm done and you're done. Enjoy your career. I'll enjoy mine. I'll never look at you as somebody I want to hurt. I don't expect you to look at me as somebody you want to hurt. I'll never send my peoples at you or yours. If I ever reference you, I always keep certain boundaries. Like I'll never disrespect your kids or I'll never try to rob you or nothing like that. I won't do anything extreme in your direction. And we leave it there. But being friends, doing business together, shaking hands, doing music together, me personally, I don't need to do that. I'm okay with that. They talk about like allegedly his mom's crib and all that type of shit was shot up, right? Allegedly. Like, I'm never gonna work with you after that. But we could lay down the swords. If there's casualties on both sides and all that too, it's like I have no problem with squashing beef. It's healthy to squash beef. Walking around looking over your fucking shoulder is trash. It sucks. If you've ever I don't mean that there's somebody that wants to fight you. I'm talking about multiple people out there where you feel like they might want to do something to you if they see you before you see them. That shit is trash. And these niggas come from way bigger shit. YFN and fucking and Thug. Nah, if you could squash it, I'm not gonna work with you though. So that's my respectful answer to that. Just me personally. All right, I'll leave the Dame shit alone. In other speed news, what do we got? We got Metro Boomin found not guilty of all SA charges. Jury says accuser didn't prove her case. Good for him. I don't know the details of the case. I didn't follow it. I didn't read it. But good for him. Good for him. No man wants to get convicted of some stuff like that. There are a lot of bullshit cases and bullshit accusations out there. We've seen a bunch of them even this year. He's wearing a Young Thug sweater right here in this particular picture. We've seen the clip of Young Thug pulling up to the courthouse to support him the other day. Getting trolled by the media. Right? But good for him. You know, shout out to him on that, man. If it was me, I'd want the same. Quick glimpse. Oh, let me take this down. Quick glimpse. I didn't even know this fucking guy was still on tour, man. Like, really? Like, dude, go home. Like, you've done enough. You know, like, we're still seeing this shit pop up on social media. You still outside working on this shit? The Grand National Tour is still a thing? I thought it was done. Let me turn off the volume. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Somebody come look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Like, go home already, man. Kendrick Lamar. Do I sound like a hater right there? Similar set that I saw when I went. Yeah, similar with the screens and everything. I didn't see this on a set when I went. The big car rear view mirror shit. That's funny. Go home though, man. Oh, what the fuck is that? How many did that hold out there? What is this? Is just the stage right here? That's it? This little thing right here? Y'all seeing what I see on the screen? Yeah. This little thing right here is the stage. How much did this ticket right here cost? And all the way in the upper right corner, how much does that cost? That better be a $50 ticket with all this shit, all this seating. It's not seating though. No, this ain't seating. This is all standing room, right? This whole floor shit is standing, right? Yeah. This gotta be all. I think it's all standing. From the way it looked like everybody was jumping around like that, that gotta be all standing. What the fuck? Dude, go home. Yeah, it's all standing room. That's not seats. That's not seating. Is that safe? Look at this line of security right here. Like, what are you gonna do if everybody decided, you know what, let's just all move? What are you gonna do? Like, ask them nicely? What the fuck? Damn. I'm really in awe, man. And I know he's not the only artist that could do this. Drake, I think, probably had shows like this before. I think somebody sent me the footage. I don't know if I've seen it recently, but I know Drake could do it. I see that crazy Paris footage with Beyonce's on tour. She brought out Jay. That looked crazy. Travis Scott, huge crowds. Kanye, I think, draws big crowds, but this shit looks Michael Jackson-ish, dare I say. This looks Michael Jackson-ish. Hey, shout out to him, man. Shout out to him. Hey, StreamYard, you guys are doing good all day. Why do you want to bullshit now? I watched yesterday's stream back and I noticed that at the end, when I thought the comments weren't coming up, they actually were. On my side, I couldn't even see the comments, but on the actual video in the stream, y'all was seeing them. This is too long of y'all bugs this week, StreamYard. Like, get y'all shit together. Did y'all see this? Scary times. They're now using AI for FaceTime video calls and going live, and it's getting more and more realistic. Did y'all see this shit?
Somebody granddaddy is getting tricked.
He's doing the voice too
with this software right here.
Yep. And grandma is not safe either. Grandma is not safe because Mr. Johnny is here.
I'm not promoting what it is. I'm pretty sure anybody could find it if they really wanted it. Yeah, you're right when you say scary times. You are absolutely fucking right. That right there. Now, me personally, I don't do FaceTime. I've never been into FaceTime. I've probably done FaceTime 2 or 3 times in my life. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple calls on Instagram once or twice where people wanted to show me shit, but I'm not a FaceTime type of person. It's a bad habit of people feeling like they could always get your location or your visual or where you're at when they call you. I've never adopted it. All my people know, don't call me on FaceTime. I'm old school with that. But this is spooky from a... Just be careful with our kids the most. Now, these kids, once they got devices, smart devices in their hands, iPads, cell phones, and all types of stuff, they will be all over the place, right? My daughter got her phone taken from her for about 6 months at one point because she was in a chat with a couple of her friends from school. They have like this little email chat, and my daughter don't even have a plan. She just uses, Wi-Fi type of stuff. We allow her to get FaceTimed from family. We allow her to get emails from family. But she ended up in a chat that like her friend put her in or something like that, and there was people in there that she didn't know. And we was just like, punishment. That's it. You got to learn this lesson. And when I see shit like this right here, I think first about the kids and you adults as well. If you're going to go on any dates, first dates, and you meet somebody online, just make sure you meet them in a public place. Be as careful as possible. Like, because AI is making things unfathomable out there. Like, look at this. Imagine FaceTiming with somebody like this for like a month. And then thinking like you guys are all cool, you guys connected, your conversation is through the roof, invoking thought and discussions. And then you go meet up with somebody, you pull up on them or whatever. Like, where is this person? He's walking up to you, but you don't recognize him because it's a whole different what? That's scary shit. Like, stay in public places if you're gonna meet up with somebody for the first time. It's scary, man. Don't be trying to go to nobody's house the first time you meet him, man. And check your perimeter, B. It's scary, B. That is scary. I hope there's nobody in our chat that's trying to use that shit. Leave that shit alone. Don't. It starts with a joke. I'm gonna use this to troll my friend, see if he's going. That becomes weird too. There'll be weird pranks out there. Let's see if he really would sleep with if this person. Like, it's like that. You gotta do weird shit to prank your friend into that. Like, that's weird. Like, leave it alone. Last but not least, it's Friday, so I'm gonna go motivation. All right. When you talk about brick by brick people, in 1997, Apple lost $816 million. How did you even have $816 million to lose back then? How about that? But in 2025, Apple makes $816 million every 4 days. Let's try another one. 2001, Amazon lost $1.4 billion. In 2025, Amazon makes $1.4 billion in 1 day. 1 day. Now, I assume all these type of numbers are gross. I don't think if it's net, then I'm scared. I missed my mark. I thought I did really good in my life so far, but if this is net numbers, I still missed the mark. I still should have done 20 times better than I did. I didn't work hard enough then. Fuck that. What? In a day? I didn't meet the right people. Something. 2010. Tesla lost 154 million. In 2025, Tesla makes 154 million every 6 days. 2012, Facebook earned 53 million in the first quarter. That's beautiful. Shit. 2025, Meta, doesn't say Facebook, says Meta makes 53 million every 4 hours. All right. Nvidia, we know that's damn near in every computer, right? 2010, Nvidia earned 253 million annually. 2025, Nvidia makes 253 million every 6 hours. There'd be like these little small ones that you don't think about that have these multi-billion-dollar companies, like little small shit that comes default on your computer. Explorer, right? Who owns that? Billions of dollars they probably have. Nvidia, billions of dollars. McAfee, right? Firewall software and shit. Remember we had the blue screen epidemic? I was in the airport for that. Remember that? It's like, shit. I didn't meet enough people. I shouldn't say the right people. I love y'all. I love my friends. If anybody saw that, my family. I love y'all. I didn't meet enough people. Change that. I didn't meet enough people. 2000, Google earned 80 million annually. Shit, I would have been fine with that 25 years later. I would have been cool right there. 2025, Google makes 80 million every day. Every day. 1990, Microsoft earned 1.3 billion annually. In 2025, Microsoft makes 1.3 billion every 2 days. 1997, Samsung lost 20 billion during the Asian financial crisis. Once again, how did you have 20 billion even to lose? That's what I pay attention to. 2025, though, Samsung makes 20 billion every 3 months. What? 2002, Netflix lost 38 million. Why did y'all lose 38 million in 2002? I'm curious about that with Netflix. It always felt like when Netflix came up, everything was just gradually on an incline. I thought I saw some of those charts ever since they got here. But in 2025, Netflix makes 38 million every 8 hours. Boy. That's how we gotta look at it, people. Are you doing better than you were doing last year? That be the question. Hey, UI, please. Are you doing better than you were doing last year, man? That's the goal, man. I don't care if it's $500 more than you were making last year, or that you were able to save than last year. You talk about growth, and you also talk about perseverance. Imagine being a company that loses $20 million. You might quit, right? I know one thing. None of them companies better be laying off. We're in a unsaid recession right now. A lot of jobs are drying up. A lot of people are consolidating. A lot of things going off the table. I was looking towards making some very big purchases this year, and I put them on hold because I just don't like what I'm seeing outside. I was I'm going to treat myself to some very big purchases this year. I still made a lot of big moves this year, but as far as some of the big moves I was going to make that weren't going to add, the best way to put it, like an asset or something, I put it off. I was like, I'm going to chill. I'm going to hang back. I don't like the way it's looking outside right now. It's spooky times, man. Them companies better not be laying off 30 million a day and shit. All right, chat, what up? Let's get to the supers. I'm going to assume it's coming up on the screen for y'all. It's not coming up for me again. StreamYard is trash this week, yo. I'm going to leave y'all. Y'all going to make me start my Twitch shit quick. What the fuck is going on? I'm trying. I hope y'all can see what I'm putting up on the screen. I hope. This is Jay. Man, watch out. Yeah, starting 607. She put this one up here. Starting with Young Thug. I hope y'all can see this. I can't. So weird. We got Don Bean came in at 614. Says, peace to the gang. Hit that like button. I think we brought this one up earlier too. I didn't see this one earlier at 622. Melly sent out a gift on the channel. Thank you, Melly. Appreciate it. One of our lovely mods and members. Prentice became a member and then gifted 5 memberships in the same day. That's gang shit. All right, welcome to the green team, G. I appreciate you. Everybody start taking note of Prentice, man. Everybody learn this man's name. So, take note of when the homies around, man. Coming in like that, being that supportive to the whole chat, that's dope. And here goes the 5 gifts that he put out at 649. Hopefully, everybody caught those, or 5 people caught those. Thank you for looking out for some of the folks in the chat, Prentice. Nikita's here. She says, bust that like, share the stream, join the green team. She dropped that one off at 659. Shout out to Nita. Jay's here, says, don't fuck with no snitches. So don't tell me who telling. This one for them colleges. Them bad. Oh, is this lyrics? Them bad hoes and Spellman. Shout out to them for 2 freshmen on IG, straight flexing. What lyrics is that? That's lyrics, right? I forget those lyrics. But shout out to Jay though. Yeah, she's in the blue room with her new default. Very pretty girl. Very pretty picture, Jay. Beautiful pic. Great update. You know what I'm saying? I ain't changing none of my default pictures. I'm staying where I'm at. Fuck y'all. Jay says, let's talk about Nas getting the green light on the casino. Big baby. Yeah. And there's also reports. I didn't play the video, but one of the presidents or somebody high ranking that's associated with that whole movement and development with Nas dissed Jay-Z because Jay-Z's casino move for Midtown Manhattan got shut down. Why? I'm pretty sure Nas looks at those reports now going around Me and Jay ain't into it. Like, you got everybody's posting it like that. They post Nas's picture, they post Jay-Z's picture, and they say shot sent to Jay-Z because Jay-Z shit ain't going through, but Nas's is. You know, like, oh, look who's winning the war. Like, first of all, Nas is not billionaire status like Jay-Z. And I don't need to do the comparison because I love where Nas is at. I love what Nas has done for himself in his career, and I love the power moves that he's making. But people create that stupid ass fake competition between them two, and I don't even know why that guy said that. Like, for what? Does he still have some type of issue with Jay? Is there something else behind the scenes? But I didn't bring it up. I saw the headline, though. But all in all, what's more important? Shout out to Nas. Okay, it probably is much easier to get a casino plan moving in Queens than it is for Midtown Manhattan. So Jay-Z's move was going to be way more powerful. I don't want y'all to think I'm comparing right now. I'm not. It was going to be way more powerful and way tougher to pull off. Midtown Manhattan, you might have fucking Apollo come out and say, that's going to fuck me up. I don't want the traffic. I don't want the extra. I don't like the draw wave. Getting something like that placed in Midtown Manhattan, what? If Jay would have pulled that off, I would have said that he's something over Illuminati. Oh, you damn near could already say that about the guy, but it's something that's higher than Illuminati. Like, yes, you are the world power. You're in those rooms. You put a big ass in Midtown Manhattan. But shout out to Jay for the moves. Shout out to Nas for the moves. Black Boy, shake my hand. Couldn't resist. Shout out to Jay Black. That was at 725. All right. I don't even know how those were looking up on the screen, but hopefully I worked that out just from clicking them. I'm telling you, you tried it. It would have been a monopoly, man. That's crazy. Misha in here with the hearts. Not probably for Che. Probably for Che. All right, so shout out to the chat. All right. It's Friday. I don't know what y'all got planned for me. I'm gonna get some work done. I'm gonna get in the gym twice today. When I say I'm getting in the gym twice, normally like one of those sessions be like a cardio session, the other one be weight training. So I'm gonna do some training twice today. I do got some errands to run outside. I will be pouring up a glass of, am I going white or am I going red tonight? I need a good movie for tonight. I'm gonna be in the crib. I'm in the crib tonight, chilling, relaxing. Tomorrow, we'll see tomorrow morning. But yeah, tonight ain't gonna be about shit. Ain't gonna be about too much at all. Oh, wait, that new Leonardo DiCaprio movie came out today, right? And it's got what's the name in it too? Dude, that's an incredible actor. I think he was dude from Sicario is in it too, right? Oh, should I go to the theater tonight? Ooh. I gotta figure this out. Because I want to see that. Let me pull it up on Rotten Tomatoes right now for y'all and see what it's ranking. What's the name of it? New Leonardo DiCaprio movie? What's the name of it? One Battle After Another. Okay, let's head over to Rotten Tomatoes. It's already here on the front page. I should have known it was going to be there on the front page. All right, let's see what they're talking about. Fuck, damn, I gotta go. Yo, Rotten Tomatoes got this shit 98% on the Rotten Tomatoes side and 88% on the audience side. Critics' consensus: an epic screwball adventure teeming with awe-inspiring action set pieces, one battle after another, is Paul Thomas Anderson's most entertaining film yet, while also one of his most thematical rich. Synopsis: Bob is a washed-up revolutionary who lives in a state of stone paranoia, surviving off-grid with his spirited and self-reliant. And then there's more. Do I need to read the whole synopsis? I would play the trailer up here, but you don't know if we're going to get in trouble for that. These ratings are crazy. The actors already in it is like, go see it. But the ratings for it, Rotten Tomatoes hasn't really steered me wrong with shit when it comes to their reviews and their numbers. All right. I'll let y'all know tomorrow how it is. I got to figure this out today to see it. I got to figure this out sometime today to go check this fucking movie out. Fuck it. I'm in there. All right. Said that. Happy Friday, everybody. Oh, now the comments want to come up on my screen. Piece of shit. Anyway, happy Friday, y'all. I'll see y'all back here at 6 a.m. in the morning. Be safe. Cheer.
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss, making decisions my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I dropped it, connected the block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry Street Podcast. Welcome to the house up. And shout out to the members.